Hello again, everyone. Lena slash Crowbeak here, continuing on with the second session of my Let's Play of Final Fantasy X. I still have no way to capture things from my PlayStation 4, so I'm still streaming to Twitch, with the intention to cut up the video to send to YouTube. Not the best way to do it. I learned with the first session that I should do this without the chat showing, because one, I'm not really addressing chat anyway, and two, that shows up in the video on Twitch and therefore goes to YouTube, so it's a little bit bigger now. Hopefully that will be nicer for the YouTube export. And just in general, like, it's good that they have that option, but it's not really good for what I want to do right now. So, that said, what was I going to say? Oh, the other thing I hope is that the streaming will not hiccup. There were a couple of times I noticed in the previous session where streaming hiccups happened. But here we go. Let's talk to Riku here. We just came back from checking out the ancient ruins that have more technology than this world is used to seeing.
You said...
Oh, and talking about Zanarkand.
Uh-huh.
You know, you should go to Luca. Someone might know who you are, or you might find someone you recognize.
Luca?
This is a really good idea she has here, working from her assumption that he is a person whose mind has been messed up by sin. I kind of have to wonder what exactly the
I'll get you to Luca.
general
Promise.
symptoms of sin
rather
corruption
stay
are.
here?
Is memory
Okay,
loss
I'll
normal?
go tell the others. Wait here.
Is thinking weird things normal?
And
There
one
was
thing.
one...
Don't tell anyone
Oh,
you're from
we haven't gotten to
Zanarkand,
that yet
okay?
either. I
Yevon
keep
says
forgetting
it's
that
a
I
holy
have
place. You might upset someone.
another
Oh, uh-huh.
playthrough going that's farther along than this one, because I started playing it just wanting to play it and then was like, I should talk about this. What she just said here that made me pause while I was talking was that he should not...
Zanarkand?
There we go.
Some kind of holy place? Yeah, right, I thought. Since when?
She told him
Yevon?
that Zanarkand is
Sin?
a
Luca?
holy place to
I
the
thought
followers
Sin
of
just
Yevon,
took me to a
which is
faraway
basically,
place
as
that
far
I
as
could go
I
back in
can
a day or
tell,
two.
there's kind of two kinds
But
of people in the
1,000
world.
years into
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna stop talking
future?
over this.
No way! Whoa!
Oh, that's Japanese onomatopoeia for something rolling. But this, to him, Zanarkand is just a normal city. It's the place where he lived and played blitzball and had lots of fans and things. And now he's been told that Zanarkand is a holy place to the sort of the religious culture of this world.
Etonic! Etonic!
These people that he's with now are not part of the religious culture of the world. It's kind of like there's two cultures, at least as presented in the game. There's the Al-Bhed, these guys who use technology to do things, and then there's the religious folk who believe that technology is the problem, that because mankind got all technological, sin came along to punish them. Save current game, yes. One other thing that I learned doing the previous session is that you can still hear me when I'm talking over saving, so I sounded like a dork before. Hopefully that will happen less. Still working on cutting ums out of my speech. This is the so before he was with the Al-Bhed, the technological people, and he wakes up here where he should have been drowning. Just like people breathing in water in this game. A little ridiculous. But he wakes up here,
Riku!
and again we've got a change of color in scenery. Before it was like gray and dull. A lot of metal type of colors because it was with the Al-Bhed on their ship. as well as like down in the technology things going on. Oh hey, a blitzball! But here we've got nature bright colors, bright green, this beautiful island, blue sky, sand beaches, and of course this bright blue and white blitzball. This is really the first familiar thing that he's seen since he came to modern-day Spirit. So of course he has to show off, because, you know, famous blitzball player, high on life. He still doesn't know where he is and stuff, but yeah, I cannot remember if there's anything over here. Let's go find out. I know I don't have to come over here until later, but when you come over later, there's a ship docked here, and if there's a treasure chest over here now, yeah, I doubt it would still be here later. Hello, person who just joined. I don't have chat up. I can't see you. Won't respond to anything you say, but I hope you enjoy what I say. I like this blue color of the ocean here. Ooh, I didn't realize that they were visible here. Those two guys who just walked off are soldiers of a sort, I guess. We'll see more about them later.
You wanna try that move one more time?
Finally. Things were starting to look up.
Blitzball kaboom. It looks like it hurts. What if you got hit, like, right in the middle of the forehead with one of the bumps on the blitzball? Thanks for sending their blitzball off to who knows where, by the way. I'm gonna have to replace that.
You know, amateur. Who you play for?
This guy is actually another playable character you get. Riku, the Albed from the... that you talk to who could speak...
What team you say again?
Like, English, I guess.
I meant...
From the ship.
Forget that.
She becomes a playable character,
I got
party member later.
Close to Sin, and my head's
So
all
does this guy with
foggy
the spiky orange hair.
So, I don't know where this place is. Or even where I came from.
Sin's toxin got to you.
Sad face.
But you're still alive.
Yay. Happy
Praise be
face.
to Yevon.
Remember when I said that those kids making that symbol was gonna be important
All right,
later?
back to practice.
It's important now. I guess
I'm Waka, coach and captain of the Besaid Oryx, brother.
try not to talk over stuff.
What? You hungry? Okay, back to the village. I'll get you something.
How did he get hungry out of that? Anyway, I mentioned before that when those two kids, when you first start the game and he's going out and talking to his fans, I know there's treasure over here. When he's talking to his fans, there are a couple of kids who do that same hand gesture at him. Back where he comes from in Zanarkand, that's the blitzball sign. We're cool blitzball people, let's do this thing. Here it has a completely different meaning, though from this first meeting here, you're meeting with people who play blitzball, so the only clue you have that it doesn't have quite the same meaning here is that they said praise be to Yevon. Yevon is the name of these people's religion and also the person who founded it, basically. It's a little
I felt
weird.
like I could trust this Waka, so I just had to ask. It's true Zanarkand was destroyed, right? 1,000 years ago? So it's just a big pile of rubble now, isn't it?
Long time ago, there were a whole lot of cities in Spira. Big cities with machina, machines to run them.
Why is Machina the
People
only
played
word
all
that's
day
changed?
and let the machina do the work. And then, well, take a look. Sin came and destroyed the machina cities. And Zanarkand along with him. Yeah, that was about 1,000 years ago. Just like you said. If you ask me, Sin's our punishment for letting things get out of hand. What gets me, though, is we gotta suffer because of what some goofballs did way back when.
Goofball.
Of course, we must
Kinda
always
weird
repent for our
choice.
sins. That's important.
Word.
It's just that it's hard to keep at it sometimes, you know?
It was just as Riku said. Waka and Riku couldn't both be lying. Why would they?
Miss Anna and Dave's, that was a good one, huh? Hey, I'm not saying that team never existed, yeah? But you gotta figure, a team living in luxury like that be pretty soft, eh?
I appreciated the fact that Waka was trying to cheer me up. But at that time, all I could think about was everything that happened to me. All this started with Sin. Maybe if I could find Sin one more time, I could go home.
Sin's
For
name in
now,
Japanese
I just
is
live
saying
life
that
until
way.
that time came. No more worrying about where or when I was. Sure, it was hard not to think of home, but I started to feel better already. A little better. Maybe.
The name of Sin in Japanese, in the Japanese version, is Shin, which is just how the Japanese would pronounce the word sin. So, there is some knowledge of Christianity in Japan. It's not one of their native religions. There are a lot of things baked into Japanese culture that come from Shintoism and Buddhism.
Hey, it's this way.
I believe Shinto was the... I can go this way later, but not now. I believe Shintoism is the original... not language, religion that was here, but not later. And Buddhism came later. This is a cool... just a cool spot. I like it.
Huh?
You can get back here later, but I don't think you can jump off of here later. Sploosh. Sploosh. But that little bit of Zelda reference.
What's the big idea?
Oh, I just realized that the first two playable characters they introduced besides Tidus are the other two swimmers. Waka is definitely also a swimmer. And I don't believe there are other places like here where you swim on the surface. Not much. There is the place where you start modern day Spira, those ruins, where he got chased by the fish into the underground. But this is kind of a unique part of the game. Yes, there are fish in here. It's kind of a... dungeon is not the right word, really. There are some places that I would consider dungeons in a traditional sense in this game, but with the lack of an overworld, there are areas like this one that are more traversal areas. Oh, stupid. How do I get this? Maybe I'm not actually at it. That was the problem. There are what I would call areas like this, traversal areas. I'm in between places, going from one place to another. In this case, from the beach to the town that's on this island. And there are enemies to fight, and this is where you would do leveling and stuff. But, I mean, I'm on an island, and there's forests. Well, I guess there are plenty of forest dungeons in games. This is the closest you get to having an overworld, these kinds of spaces. And although the game is definitely linear, and I could probably go on all day about the fact that even games that don't seem linear often are, but this game doesn't even try to hide the fact that it is very linear. They had a certain pacing in mind for the story, and so it isn't until very late in the game, until after you get the airship, that you can bounce around the world as you like. For most of the game, you are stuck running between connected areas. So the beach is connected to the town via these pathways. Right now I'm taking the watery pathway. There is a land-based pathway as well that I will take going back to the beach later. This is a nook. Is there treasure over here? Treasure? Treasure? No treasure. But if you look at the mini-map in the upper left-hand corner, you can see that in a lot of cases, the game is kind of like a tunnel. Some people object to this. I never really objected to it. At the time this game came out, I still enjoyed spending a lot of time on a single game, and exploring a world didn't feel like a chore to me. These days, I don't tend to appreciate having to do that too much. It's always nice when a world is well crafted, and sometimes I really get into it, like with Pillars of Eternity or Dragon Age Inquisition. But for the most part, I have more games, and not even just games, more things I want to do with my time than I have time for. And so, playing a game where you spend a lot of time just going around and exploring things and trying to find things, it's not something I want to do as much as just playing a shorter, tighter experience. I still do sometimes. I mean, here I am playing this again. Oh, well, this one I guess doesn't really count. Like I was saying, it doesn't have an overworld in the traditional sense. You have a series of interconnected, tunnel-like areas. And once you get the airship, you're still stuck going through the world in chunks, but you can choose which chunk of world, which area you want to go to. Within the area, you still have to go on foot. I believe... I want to say that save points allow you to get your airship back. Oh man, I just realized I don't know how long this video has been going. I guess I'll find a good spot and stop it when that happens. Cutscene!
Let me go!
Got a favor to ask you.
You want me on your team, right?
Hmm?
How did he fall that far in the water? I wonder things like these sometimes.
A major Blitz tournament's coming up. All the teams in Spira will be there. It's so huge, I'm sure someone there will recognize you.
I see he's saying the same thing as Riku again here.
You can go back to your old team, right? It'll be fun. What do you say, huh? Come on, come on!
I like his necklace.
Sure thing.
It's a neat design.
Dude, our team is gonna rock, eh?
Clap, clap, stomp. Or is it stomp, stomp, clap? We will rock you.
I thought then that Blitzball and Sin were the only two things that Spira and Xanarkand had in common. I wasn't too far off either.
This is where I was born.
I don't really like Waka.
I started Blitz when I was 5. I joined the Aurochs at 13, 10 years ago. 10 years. And we never won a game. Well, after last year's tournament, I quit. Time seemed right.
10 years. No victories. Calling it kaput. There's a save point by that stone later, I think.
So, after quitting,
sure.
I got this new job, yeah? But every time my mind wandered, I thought about the game.
10 years without a single win will do that.
Very
My first
sympathetic.
match last year was my big chance. But something else was on my mind. I couldn't focus.
Nice excuse.
Hey, hey!
So, you want to win the next tournament? Go out with a bang. So, what's our goal?
I don't care how we do. Long as we play our best.
Very Japanese attitude, that.
If we give it our all, I can walk away happy.
No. If I say, what's our goal? You say, victory! When you play in a Blitzball tournament, you play to win.
Victory? You're serious?
Well, if you want to win, yeah. I'm gonna finish saying what I was saying about the overworld first and talk about Waka later. I never was bothered by the lack of overworld in this one, even though at the time I tended to seek games like that more than now.
Be on guard. There are fiends on the road today.
After
And
surviving
every
your
day.
run-in with Sin, it would be a shame if something happened now.
Indeed, indeed.
Who are they?
Luzu and Gata, Crusaders.
Huh? Crews of what?
What, you forgot that too? Hey, sorry. Don't worry about it. I'll help you out.
Cool. In return, come tournament time, I'll make sure we take the cup.
Cool. About the Crusaders, you can ask them yourself. They got a lodge in a village.
And they'll be happy to help, because fighting Sin is their thing. I was never bothered by the tunnel-like nature of the game. I think it really serves this game well, actually, because the storytelling is such a big part of it.
They got any food there?
And
We'll get you something over there later. Take a look around first.
by using the tunnel effect, they were able to control the
Let's see.
pacing better than you could with a large
Crusaders' lodge is
overworld.
over yonder. Luzu and Gata are usually there.
There's so much more detail in these new textures.
All right. Over here.
Huh? What's up?
You do remember the prayer, right?
I don't know any prayers. I am a heathen.
Of course I'd never prayed before in my life. Not that he would know that.
You must have forgot or something. Here, I'll show you. Go ahead, you try.
Looking at the game at this point in the story, you have to wonder how, like,
Not
if
bad.
1,000 years has passed since Samarkand was destroyed, and
Okay,
the
now,
Blitzball
go
symbol
present
back
yourself
then
to
is
the
the
temple
prayer
summoner.
now,
Any Blitzball player would know that prayer. It was the Blitzball sign for victory.
why did that survive and become part of this religion? Like I mentioned before in a previous episode, I hated the Blitzball minigame when this came out, and it just kind of made me hate Blitzball, in spite of the fact that that opening scene, that first scene with the cool, with the cool music, like the opening scene with the cool music and the cool video made me want to love Blitzball, and then when I actually tried to play it, I ended up hating it. Now, later, I see it as a function of the game, and it serves one of the functions Blitzball serves, I think, is helping connect Titus as someone from ancient Zanarkand to modern day Spira. It, in a way, provides like an island of comfort in this sea of craziness that he finds himself. You know what? I will save and then buy stuff in between cuts. But that's the first purpose it serves. It helps connect him. Where is the save point in town? It helps connect him to... Not in here. I bet it's in the Crusader's tent. Anyway, it helps connect him and his life to this strange world to which he's been teleported. Is that actually a save point? Ha! Ha ha! I knew it was in here somewhere. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and save now. And the first thing I will talk about when I come back for the second video of this session will be why I hated Waka as a teenager. Ciao!